Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Blast the Process. I'm your host, Adrian VG, and right now we have Dynamite Duke by Retro Omega. So I hope you're all excited for that.
Yeah, I'm Retro Omega, and this is Dynamite Duke. So, okay, time starts now. This game is a auto-scrolling shooter, kind of in the vein of Cabal. If anybody's ever played that game, Cabal, or let's see, let's say Blood Brothers. If you played that, it's also an arcade game. Very cool game. On the Genesis. Not a Genesis exclusive per se. It was an arcade game first, ported to the Genesis. As one of the best Genesis cover arts I've ever seen. And basically what you do is, instead of being like a very much first person or a normal side-scrolling shooter, you do have your character's like torso there, so it looks more like kind of a third person game. Pretty cool. The thing about Dynamite Duke is he doesn't have a normal handgun or anything like that. He just has one machine gun. And sometimes you will pick up power-ups. Sometimes you'll pick up different weapons. Other times you'll pick up health, bulletproof vest, things like that. Sometimes I get full auto. And the boss fights also are, yes, there's melee in this game. Melee's kind of a big mechanic in this game. The first boss fight. Cool part is I can skip these in between sections pretty fast.
Seems like a pretty fast-paced game in general.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, you know, it would be pretty silly because a lot of people say, well, you can't speedrun an auto-scroller. Some guy used to tell me that. I think his name was Toad, and actually. This is a pretty good game for speedrunning. I do have the world record. I have it at about 10 or something. I haven't improved it much. But lately I've been playing with different strats and things like that. Discovering different boss strats and things, because later on the bosses get kind of really annoying, and especially the final boss. You'll see later on here, he's very obnoxious. So chances are, hopefully not, fingers crossed, but hopefully I won't die to the final boss. And if it happens, well, it's very unfortunate. So like other games, like I guess you could say crosshair shooter games, like let's say Operation Wolf or things like that. You don't necessarily have to take shots or anything like that. You can dodge them, like I'm doing right here, and it's kind of useful. But a lot of times, sometimes you can't, dodge things, and the melee fights with these bosses is kind of hard. Like this guy here, Mr. Flamethrower dude. But I did find a little bit of an exploit here. Basically, you got the edge of them like that, you just kind of kick them. Slightly askew with their hitbox, and yeah, can pretty much get them in the stun lock there. So it's a pretty short game, actually. That's why the estimate is only 15 minutes. And has a few levels. At least the levels are very, very cool variety. Things like that. I mean, it's all basically just me side-scrolling, gliding slowly to the right, things like that. But it's pretty fun, though.
Does this game have any other categories or means of play?
No. If I wanted to, I probably could add a harder difficulty category. The default difficulty is easy, so I haven't tried hard. I'm a little scared to. Or I think I did try before, and that was very difficult. I think I got killed in a matter of seconds. I think my health went down pretty fast. That's the thing about this game. As you can see, I'm having relatively no problem dodging bullets here. But like on the harder difficulties, they would be shooting bullets like it's a Toho game, and that would make everything a lot harder. Pretty much like this tank's doing right here, but a little bit worse. And every enemy, basically. So there's a lot of mini bosses like this before the actual boss, but they're usually no problem. And this is a pretty unique boss right here. Basically, it's going to be a gauntlet of vehicles. Tank here. Nice pickup. But the real boss is actually those cannons. Here's a full auto power up here. Very useful power up, especially with all these guys around.
Does this game have co-op or anything, or
No,
just single player?
Yeah, unfortunately it's just single player. It'd be very cool if it did have co-op.
Oh yeah, it seems like a game that would have co-op.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not made for that. It'd be very cool if we could see two Dynamite Dukes. And you guys must be wondering what the heck is on Duke's back and why is it translucent? Well, I think the developers figured that they did not want Duke's sprite to completely obscure the game screen, so they, for some reason, made a very weird, transparent spine for Duke here. Those guys were throwing cans of Coke at me, which I do like Coke, but not that much, so I'll give it back to them. I do like these hall little scenes right here. It kind of makes it look like a third-person shooter. These bosses get pretty hard later on because the melee combat is very difficult in a way. Also, he's got a lightsaber for a hand, but no problem.
I'm liking these boss designs.
Yeah, they're very cool. I like them a lot. Nice, I got that box there, because I got the vest. Vest is very useful. Helps me absorb quite a few hits, actually. Not just one or two. Any other game, it'd probably be just like maybe one or two hits. Actually, this game kind of gets maybe 3 or 4? Or 5? It's actually pretty good. As long as I keep dodging bullets here, I'll be alright. It's kind of optimal not to lose that many lives. You only have so many continues in this game, actually, so hopefully I won't be losing any lives at all. But it's not that bad. Usually, you get your health back after every stage. So the only thing I'm worried about right now is actually the final boss, which has about 3 forms, which makes things a little harder. And we have this flamethrower guy here again. Also, got to mention, I do have a power-up attack, which is what those Ds are for in the corner.
I was wondering what those were.
Yeah, so what I basically do is I have a punch here and I have a kick. So I hold down the punch, and as soon as I let it go, you'll see the power bar on the bottom. Basically unleashes a screen-wide attack, and it's very useful, very cool stuff. So that's a lot. That's a great thing I like about this game. It has a lot of mechanics to it. It's really awesome, and it doesn't let you just merely get frustrated by just constantly having a barrage of enemies, constantly hitting you with no way of taking them all out at once or anything like that. For example, I'm gonna do this right here. That kind of helps me out a bit. And the thing about Dynamite Duke's gun is that since it's not a handgun, basically what you do is you hold down the fire, and it's kind of like a semi-automatic. And what I discovered is if you kind of let it fire for a while and then immediately start firing it again, you can almost kind of ignore the cooldown between shots. So it makes you almost fully automatic. And this is a weird boss right here. Basically, none of these guys are actually what to worry about. It's all this guy right here, which is some kind of weird thing controlling these dummies. And there we go.
Very nice. Would you say this is a difficult speed game in general, or?
No, not really. Actually, here's the final boss right here. Not really. You just have to kind of get used to it, figure out a bit of strats, how to deal with enemies, and as well as the bosses. Bosses being the most irritating part to this. Like right now, I'm a little worried because I don't have no bombs to help me out here. Here's the second form of the final boss. Basically, what I'm gonna do is try to juke him out of the way so he doesn't hurt me. So hopefully, he whiffs all these attacks. It's a lot slower. I do try to kick more than once in a row, but basically, I can get hit with a barrage of hits, and it can take my health down quite a bit. So I want to maintain as much health as possible. For the third form has a bunch of fireballs that it spits out, and I can't avoid them. It's very, very difficult. I can get hit at least once or twice. Here's the final form of the final boss. And the science experiment gone Ari.
I like it.
And I am going to take him down. As you can see right there with those fireballs, very dangerous, and I can't avoid them. If I try to move or dodge to the left or right, they will follow me, just like that. And there you go, and time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So this is something I wanted to ask earlier, but Liz asked, does this game have a good community?
I am the only community for right now. But I would encourage others to run it, or at least play it casually. It's a very fun game. Very cool game. If you like shooters like that.
I enjoyed watching it.
Very cool game.
Liz also asks, what got you to learn it and run it?
I did, I remember playing it a long time ago, and then recently when I started buying old games and collecting old games and all that, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I bought this one, and I have it boxed and all, and I played this, and it was so fun. I was like, oh man, I can't believe I've never played these fun games. You know, a lot of people will find games and be like, oh man, how come I didn't play this when I was younger?
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely one of them. This is a very fun, short game. It's short and sweet, so it's the best kind of variety. So, I encourage others to try it out. There's a lot of hidden gems on Genesis, and I consider this one of them. The end.
Dynamite Duke, I love it. The cool guy looking away from the explosion.
Absolutely. Do we have the time on that?
Looks like it was a 10:36.
I don't remember what my time is now. I think it was about 10:30 something. Yeah. So, I don't know. For all I know, that could be a world record.
I was a little bit late on time there, so we might want to retime that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Could be, it could be. So thank you very much, guys, for having me on.
Thank you for sharing this game with us. Make sure you all follow him and give this game and this runner more love.